Hey, how are you guys doing? So, today we're going to be covering this Zyn Takano. It might be Takunu. I don't know how to say that. We're currently on rank 3. As you can tell, we have 20,000 sweat left to do. We're going to knock that actually out really fast. So, I'm going to explain this. You do the first rank. Basically, you collect 5,000 sweat. Or, yeah, 5,000 sweat. You turn in 10,000 sweat. Next rank, you collect 10,000 sweat, you turn in 20,000 sweat. We're now on rank 3, in which we're collecting 20,000 sweat, and we're going to end up having to turn in 40,000 basically in sweat, is what I would bet on. And so each time you move this up, it gives you a little bit more stuff. These are summonings. The last summoning, of course, is this one right here. We right now can turn in the A and the B, in which we have done that. Um, this is concentration. This is biology. Honestly, don't know what this is, but once you unlock this, you're able to do the Zyn Summoner, and then you can finish that and have the master thing done. I'm going to just assume, honestly, that it's just an immense amount of sweat. We'll be finding that out. Now, I have sweated up a bunch of this. For the record, we have a grip of sweat, so we'll be actually doing this. And so, that's not, we'll merge this because, let me find our sweat stash, guys. Um, so we have enough sweat to do this. How we're going to do this is we're going to use this compound B run. Now, every time we get a run where it's a partial and it kicks us back sweat, we're still going to be earning sweat technically, just for the record. And so as that kicks back, we'll end up actually moving up through this and finish this off. So what we're going to do is I'm going to queue this up to a whole bunch of them, right? Boom, just like that. And if you guys have watched any of my Crafty Craft videos before, we're going to actually get rid of my face in a second. Any blueprints that do actual pop up, I will go over and stuff like that. I'm going to actually drop this entire amount because we're attempting to get this finished, and I'll watch that too. Um, but we'd also like to pop some blueprints and stuff. And so I'm going to go ahead and get this going. I kind of tempted to pop skill pills on this kind of a run, but I'm not going to on this one right now. Um, I'm going to start it up though. Hope you guys are having an amazing day, by the way. Let's get this going. I'll go over all the blueprints that we get at the end too. Ooh, let's get rid of that crap, right? That's an annoying mission that I guess we are just going to have that up because I'm on that mission too, okay guys? Um, I'll just leave that there. We already did actually craft that whole thingamajig. This, well, third component I need to craft a bunch of that I haven't knocked out yet. But that's not exactly what we're covering today. I'm going to get rid of my face real quick. That way I'm not covering these blueprints or anything, right? Um, boom. That's not the right thing at all. Boom. Got the right thing that time. Some days, right? So I'm trying to make sure we don't have anything vital covered up. We have this where we can see it, right? This where we can see it. This thing's just annoying. Oh, let's just stuff that down there, you guys. Yeah. We don't even care about this thing right now. They're just gonna keep popping that up anyway. Okay, so now we're on a roll. Now you can see how we're rolling in, right? And we might hit that 20,000 fast, but it seems like we're actually doing well on this. So let me look at this. Um, This is a 54.6 like for workup. I would say that's actually a pretty strong blueprint. So I have made these before on runs, you know what I'm saying? But obviously it was pre this mission existing. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. We're gonna watch for blueprints. And I think you guys can see that we're moving up this slightly faster than we would be moving up it sweating. You know what I'm saying? Because you're still obtaining them and stuff or collecting. So we're well past the quarter point. I mean, like, obviously we already had some of it, but this is a good sign that we've already got a good chunk of it. I don't know exactly how much we're gonna get. I would assume we can get all the way through this, but, who knows. So normally I'd expect about 3 blueprints per 500 clickies. And so I'm not real impressed with the blueprint put out right now, or output, but outside of that, I mean, everything looks pretty solid. We're gaining reasonable amounts of sweat. I'm apprehensive on if I believe we're actually going to hit the whole 20,000, but at the same time, I'm trying to remain positive. So let's hope. Okay, we finally got a bare blueprint, but it's a total junk blueprint. So this is trade terminal value blueprint at its finest. And so we'd most likely have this fail. Like, these pop right and left. checking this real quick, but I'm always worrisome when I check things like this. Oh yeah, we do that stuff. I never know what's ever going to be messaged or sent, and so I'm always, should I check this? I do think you can see how this is happening way faster than if we were traditionally sweating this, right? So I'm not saying this is like the eco hay way to do this, but if you're trying to not have to sweat 20,000, 40,000, and 80,000 sweat, this might be an option. So, I use a combination of weapons on this planet. One of them is this, which, depending on which mob I'm going with, but in all honesty, my recovery's pretty good when hunting. I mean, and that's not my main focus. At this point, I'm just attempting to rip through stuff in skill. And so when I'm on, I have to rip through stuff as fast as possible to maximize, like, basically my free time, to be honest. But I do get you. What do you think, in your theory, is the better weapon for this planet? I mean, because it really is mob dependent, in my opinion. And you're skill dependent, too. But, mostly, it depends on what animal I'm hunting. Now, if I'm hunting, anything reasonably bigger, no, what, let's go to this. No speed rings, as in like attack speed rings? I don't have attack speed rings, straight up. At all. Sorry. I don't know how I got lost in this. This is what I use when I'm hunting, stuff that's just for, like, well, I would say specific things. And so, boom, I use this, and I use this little, once in a while, I'm gonna be honest, I do use this little guy too. But, nah, I have a good selection of weapons we have access to. And so, one of the weapons I'll probably switch to later on when we're skilling specifically swords and stuff like that will be a different weapon altogether. But it will be like lined up to a mob that's in that zone. Not like the stuff I'm currently hunting, it wouldn't even be good for at all. It'd be all askew, not a good fit at all. I'd be like one hitting and half of it be overkill splash. Be no logic to it. But good looking out though, for reals. Like, so what is your thoughts on the speed rings? I don't use speed horns or speed rings at all. Just to be honest, I've never got them. What I do have is the regeneration type ring and the hey, can I run around faster ring. You know what I mean? That's it. And so I don't have the very fancy rings. Although if I got one of those vampiric rings, period, that would be very cool. I don't even know what I think about that vampiric stuff, except I think it's cool. And I also think this is not really popping grip loads of blueprints. But we are racking through that sweat over there, look at that. So I'm kind of hesitant to think that we're just gonna get through this, you know what I'm saying? We have a whole crap load left, and so I'm crossing my fingers. This is relatively cheap material, and we definitely have the amount of sweat we need. kind of trying to wait till it clicks over that whole middle ground right there on the 10,000 mark. That'll kind of give us an idea how much I'll have to recycle to get over this. We really need it to leave us with 40,000 sweat. They're still going to want us to turn in 40,000 sweat after we complete this collect 20,000 sweat thing. Which I know sounds extreme, but it is what they're going to want. Also, if you think about it, I'm cashing a crap load of sweat out of this game right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I sweated a bunch of this, but I bought a crap load of it. And so we're just disposing hours and hours of people's work. It's another trade terminal value. Honestly, I really think that they should give less of these on other planets. Just my opinion, you know, but it's okay. gonna be honest, I would not complain if they want to throw down a global while we're doing this. But you guys do see how we're saving just hours and hours of ridiculous amounts of sweating to do it this way. And just like that, we're into the final 10,000 that we need to sweat. Which you guys, if you've sweated 10,000 sweat before, you know that that would take you frickin' days, right? I mean, like, and so it depends on how you feel about doing this way. I know that I did sweat the first group, by the way, like Zyph, blah blah blah, Psyche Master 1. Then Psyche Master 2 was a mixed bag, and I sweated about 4,000 of this, and then we purchased just a crap load, knowing that this is what it was going to be like. By the way, I'm anticipating that the rank 4 mission is legit going to be like sweat 40,000, which means that they'll expect us to turn in 80,000, which, whew. And so that's something that we're not just going to jump on, knock it out immediately, you know what I'm saying? But we will knock out this one for sure. But anytime we're sweating from here on out, we're going to be working towards that last one. Okay, so welding wire blueprint. We have a bunch of that. It used to be valuable. Obviously not currently. But honestly, um, it's fun to craft. Once in a great while, you'll get one of those little ruby gem things from it. That's a garnet. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not really a welding wire crafter right now. Boom, another 1,000 done. I think we're on track to have this done. And like we it's kind of, but I think we'll actually make it and have the 40,000 left to turn in. Which, if not, it'll take a couple days to rack that out or find a dude on planet selling real quick. We'll see what happens at the end. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of these. I have actually, we'll look and see if they're actually worth something. I probably should sell some of these, but I probably don't need the stack that we have of those already. I'll probably sell a stack of those, to be honest. But at least that has markup. That's a nice twist of events. Thank you very much, man. So, check this out. We're knocking out the collecting 20,000 sweat part real quick. Plus, I'm hoping to pop some blueprints. But because when you receive sweat back on a near, it still counts as collecting it. You know what I'm saying? So, it's the same trick that you can use on tooling with that, what you call that? Well, there's the things that you have to collect off of, well, you know what? I don't remember what anything's called. But basically, one of the missions you can knock out really quick by getting them from the actual auction house, doing a crafting run, and having them kick back to you instead of trying to farm them off the creature. Just as a heads up. I mean, I know Firefly, you're way past that. You knock the crap out of tooling. So, but for other people that don't know that, on some missions, the kickback from crafting on a near success does count as getting it. Do you know what I'm saying? And so, well, it's a legitimate thing. Instead, like, can you imagine how long it would take me to sweat 20,000 and then turn in? And so, I'm willing to do it, but legitimately, we're trying to knock this out a little faster. And so, since they count this, I'm only going by what the programmers wrote into what counts. It's all fair play. Yeah, right? And so it would be a while. So this is a much faster way to do it. And in all honesty, this game forces people to be creative. Somebody showed me, by the way, how to do this. No, like, I mean, on Toland, by the way. They showed me on the one mission that you have to collect the things right off the bat. I can't remember what one it is, but it's one where it doesn't drop all the time. They drop in waves. It's some kind of jelly or something. Yeah, the one for Nadiras. So that's how I unlocked the Nadiras. Yeah, Mawcott jellies. Thank you. So they kick back to you on a near success on one of the blueprints. So if you just buy a stack of Mawcott jellies, you can do a crafting run and have that whole thing done like within nothing. I know that sounds kind of... Oh yeah, straight up. Yeah, that's a... Did I know what? Because there's so much to this game. No, I didn't know that, but I would go do other missions on that. I need to do a bunch of missions, actually. So my, mutant hunter level and is not still high, honestly. I wish I had high mutant hunters. Oh no, I get you. Honestly though, uh, it's harder, but I actually think that the looter professions are kind of cool too, because they did affect the loot pools too, and the overall loot quality I believe changes drastically depending on your skill levels. And so, if you're willing to grind the crap out of the game and really like distinguish yourself, like statistically differentiate yourself, you actually can do well under their new system. I'm not saying I didn't like the old system. I didn't like the in between the two systems the most. Like right. So I hated it when you could get nothing from a mob. That used to piss me off, honestly. When you'd shoot a mob and it was a zero nothing loot mob, that was really, really annoying, to be honest. But yeah, that was crap. And so then all of a sudden you weren't getting anything that had any potential of markup for a second. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't like that either. At this point, I think that they got a pseudo reasonable mix. You know what I'm saying? Like, people really liked getting the shrapnel because you could just hunt forever, but you would literally not get anything that was ever worth anything for that intermittent second. Now, depending on a bunch of stuff and your luck, you might actually get something as a markup. I still think they should tweak the compositions, by the way. Like, straight up, I mean, I'm not going to be the person to be like, well, this should be the composition of loot. Um, because I don't know what the perfect blend is. Because I do like that you get shrapnel, that return is nice. Depending on your playstyle, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people might not give a crap about the shrapnel and would rather it to be like almost all in stuff, like actual normal loot. I personally like recycling that shrapnel, and so I didn't mind it being up into the 60%, 70% shrapnel zone, but I can see, you know what I mean? Yeah, shrapnel's okay when you need it, and for grinding long term. Yeah, that I agree. And then there's no markup on it, and so like I don't know what the perfect mix is. You know what I'm saying? Like it really would be hard to make everybody happy because some players would really just prefer to take out a mob, get zero shrapnel, and see all items drop or all composition of loot drop that wasn't shrapnel and just have a higher likely 100% ESI. Oh, dude, can you imagine that? Pure ESIs and like and not for everybody, or all of a sudden they would crash in price. But ESIs and like trade terminals, like the little trade dudes, shopkeepers. Oh, dude, I would not even know what to do. If you found a mob that only dropped loot and the only dropped loot it did was a loot proportion to ESI, you would just keep it for frickin' ever secret. Yeah, right? A whole bunch of crap. I would just have a bunch of repair crap on me at that point. And then I would have a shop that just sold stupid stuff. Like, I don't even know what it would do at that point. I'd break the game. I'd be rich in this game. Fast. Okay, thank you very much for hanging out, man. This is insane how fast we're knocking through 20,000 sweating, huh? Hey, thank you very much, Green Toker, man. I hope you're having a great day, by the way. 5,000 left. We are ripping through this. Isn't that nuts, though? I mean, I'd consider that pretty freaking nuts that we've knocked out that much in a single, like, day, because that definitely wouldn't happen sitting there trying to do that with a sweat tool. I guess also kind of in semi-shock that we haven't got more blueprints than this. I mean, just gonna be honest. More blueprints were expected. I mean, that's not the purpose of this run, so it's not like the end of the world, but I am a little shocked. I legit think we're gonna make this with the 4K still. I'm not totally sure. 40K in sweat. I don't know. We'll find out. It's kind of a little stressful watching this click away. Very on the edge. officially 3,000 away from the goal. See, boom. I think we are gonna still have 40,000 sweat when we get there, actually, or dang close. It'll be on the border. I might have to buy more muscle oil, run a little bit more, but I think we're on the border here, guys. People in general. Thank gosh, we're at the final 2,000. Whew. I likely am gonna have to get more, but I mean, who knows at this point? We're doing pretty good. I would assume this is leveled up pretty well too. Let's look real quick. We'll check this out. 60 some. Not impressive, but still it did make some gains. Okay, so we finally got a blueprint that's not like, hey, every freaking blueprint we've had, actually. Let's look at this markup, not high. I might already have this, so let's find our arc thing. I would bet I have that. Yep, I do have this already, but good to know, right? Takes sweat too, though. Yeah, the basic filter, I think we all know that's trade terminal stuff, right? But if somebody needed that desperately or something, I would hook them up. So, by the way, if you're building a blueprint book and you commonly watch and are likely on the planet I'm on, say something. I'd probably help you out. Okay, so we're coming up on the area we'll have to reset this. I actually think that we might have it on, if I click the thing to go back through again, on the remaining amount left. Just saying. Okay, so legit, we're gonna have to recycle run on this. I'll pop my head back in here now that we've solved that other issue. Right now, we haven't got any amazing blueprints that are like, hey, that blows my mind. But seriously, we're gonna hit this little goal right here. And so that does actually impress me. I'm super excited about that. I have water. Boom. I will hydrate. Boom. And I will stretch. That's actually really healthy for you, you know that? Well, I'm sure everybody knows that. I'm sure that's why they put those in there, I hope. Be nice if it was a noble ambition thing. The water and stretching, man. I'm gonna tell you, yoga and stuff, super, super good for you. Like, currently I'm not all like doing a bunch of yoga and stuff, I'm gonna be honest. But legit, when I am like actively like being good about that stuff, man, I feel freaking amazing and stuff. You would think we'd be good about it, but it's very hard to stay on it sometimes. Well, let's focus on this instead of my failures in staying healthy with yoga practice. We're kicking butt here, though. I'm gonna have to dedicate some of my time to actually probably doing that again. I think we're gonna make this, you guys. Like, legit, look at us closing in on this gap, and I don't think we're gonna fall under 40,000, which means we're gonna be able to turn this in immediately. Which, by the way, just trading in 40,000 sweat to move up a rank in something is a bit holy crap, right? But we will be doing that. I mean, they're gonna switch me out some skill, but the thing is, it's like literally, I think it's sweat gathering skill for like the when you trade in the sweat part. And so, and I'm already a reasonably high sweat gatherer. And unless that one day affects the ability to use like a new sweat machine, I don't know if that affects much. But it will also allow us access to the next level up in the mission tier and to start working on being able to summon whatever that one thing is that I don't actually know what it is yet because, I mean, like, how would we know? The plights. Does this look like we're closing in on this to you guys faster than we're depleting down there? I mean, I'm not 1,000,000% sure on that, but watch this like a hawk, though. We're so overran on weight, too. Oh, it's okay. I'm kind of wondering if we're gonna screech in here. Like, I think we're making it. Like, with what we have and not having to get more stuff. And I don't think I'm gonna deplete down under the 40,000 that we're gonna have to turn in for this. Then it's legit gonna tell us that we need to sweat 40,000 or get it this way. And then if we do that, it'll want us to turn in 80,000 sweat. I'm sure. I'm not all the way sure because no, like, I mean, I haven't seen that. You know what I'm saying, guys? But let's just be honest. It went 5,000 sweat, turn in 10,000. Then I had to sweat 10,000, turn in 20,000. Then we're having to do 20,000. I'm pretty sure it's going to tell us we need to turn in 40,000. Then it's going to tell us we need to sweat 40,000. And then I assume turn in 80,000? That's a lot of sweat. A lot of sweat. We're totally making it. Look at this. I'm watching that. Yeah, this is not a little bit of work. This is, I mean, like, I don't even know exactly what we're getting out of it, but some sweat is being burnt into this, and that's not counting the sweat that's actually going into the item that we're making successfully. So, like, literally, we've got some sweat out of the game out of this. And I'm not sure what this thing is that we can summon. Or, because we have to do the next level, I think, to get the other summon. But we already supposedly can summon some kind of other thing. I don't even know what it is. Or how to summon it at all. I mean, that's a whole nother, let me figure that out later on. And figure out if we have enough people to kill whatever this is. Oh, yeah, no, and this is brand new. So this was with that last update when they added the trees and stuff. Oh yeah, no. 100%. I have theories on this. It's good content. We're gonna look at it. Um, that's a really high price in sweat. Um, that's straight up true. And so literally, if functionally you're a player and you're not gonna use this a lot, or you're not gonna take like, so from right now, I would say it would depend on what you do and it like on nobody see boom given 30 40,000 sweat. So we're going to click it right here and stop this. Boom. We're going to not burn up this last group of sweat. I'm going to show you guys what we did. We got this, we got that, we got some of that. Boom, boom, boom. All that's normal stuff. The statistics on this shouldn't be that bad. 40%. It's not a perfect blueprint. This wasn't massively expensive, except that this is a fake statistic because we all know sweat is not that cost. And so, honestly, once you have things like sweat involved and stuff like that, it's not the same. So here's the thing. Real quick, I also need to make some of these. Is it the C? Hold on. We'll find out what we get to do now. I'm going to take and we're going to drop this stuff off real quick. That's all stuff that's being worked on for later. We're going to take this stuff and drop it in here. Merge this. Now we got to find our sweat. And I know this seems ridiculous, but this is going to cost 40,000 sweat to turn it in. And they'll give us some skill points, but more or less we're just going to progress this to the next stage, which little bit steep of a price to be progressing something to the next stage, plus some skill points. But I mean, oh, and we'll be able to access doing some mission real quick. I'll show you that too. And then we'll know what we get for that. Honestly, so the first one gives concentration, the second one gives biology. So I believe we have to come over to that guy. And we'll look at this stuff. 40,000 sweats about to vanish. So they gave us 156 points of sweat gathering. Honestly, I already have pretty good sweat gathering. It's somewhere in here, I'm sure. Yeah, right here. Boom. So we have some sweat gathering. I don't really marginally think that's going to affect us. So the next thing is that then moves this forward like this, right? So I don't know what this summon the worm roulette is. No idea about that. This is supposedly the unlock that we would get next. Or maybe we have it now. I don't know. So let's check out with this guy. Okay, so we can offer him Zorn oil mixture C is what we offer him. I'm gonna go get some of that real quick. I want to get discombobulated and confused on where we are. Luckily, this comes from boom. I'm sure we don't need a ton of them, so let's make 77 or so. It's the A and B combined, so, and I haven't worked up this little blueprint because I just never worked this blueprint up, guys. Let's hope we have enough to actually succeed at this, right? I'm gonna move this down here. I don't know how many they expect us to turn in, honestly, either. And so, let's hope it's not a massive amount. I probably should check the quest info. Oh, and I probably have some of these too. I should probably check that too. We'll look at that stuff. Sometimes I've made stuff and I forget that I made it and put it into my storage and but I assume we'll have to turn in like 100 or some crap like that, maybe. I don't know. Who knows, right? All these missions, they're so complex to progress. And so you can only turn in these compounds every 3 days. Um, Theoretically, honestly, it'd probably be better to buy the skill directly out of the auction house for direct ped cost, depending on where the price point is. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. But you can also exchange it and earn skills, so it's a mixed bag. But I would always check the price point of like the auction house for the skill purchase directly if I were you. At the same time, like if you're considering it. But this is a good mission for like build up. I kind of want to know what the creature you summon is. Both of them, like the earlier one and the one that's like the I don't remember what it said it was, but I think that'd be interesting to know. I don't know how many of these guys we need, to be honest. And so that's the only reason we're still pumping them out. But let's hope we have enough. I'm sure we do. Oh, look at that crap. Did you guys see that? So that's not a global, but that's like the, I consider that freaking awesome. And probably enough of these little things to turn in, but let's let this run its course just for the purposes. But that was definitely pimping. I'm not I'm not upset about that. Yeah. So we did well, guys. Think this was the consolation prize because they're like, yeah, we just saw you disintegrate out 40,000 sweat. So we felt like we needed to kick you 34 pad. I mean, I'll take it any day of the week. I mean, like any, if it's that, totally. But man, that's a lot of sweat we just nuked out. And so, but seriously, you guys, if you're doing anything for skill and stuff like that, calculate out what you're actually putting into it and check it against the auction house prices on the skill, always. And I'm not trying to be mean about it, but there are lots of instances when just chipping in is absolutely comparable. And there are instances when it's just not in the same ballpark. You know what I'm saying? And so you've kind of be. But I think we're kicking some butt here. I kind of would have liked to have seen some kind of blueprint that I don't have already, though. That's for sure. And so that's about the only disappointment on this. But I also feel that we have enough. Well, let this keep going until it's done, but it'd be nice if we get up there to turn it in and we have enough for more than one turn in. I'm gonna try to get to 120 just because I don't know why 120 makes sense. Is like I feel that there's almost no chance that they want more than that, but I don't know. Come on, at least give us another success. Obviously, this blueprint craps on me and isn't built up at all. Let's look at that. Yeah, that's probably all right now. The penalty. There, we are at 120. We're good. We'll let it run out, but I mean, that's nice. Come on. Okay, so that's good enough. Honestly, because of that one hit that was a really good one, this went well. I mean, like, psh, totally okay with that. I don't know how many this guy wants us to turn in. I don't even know what we're going to get. So this is going to be what you get for the turn in of Zorn Oil C, and we can now take that new mission in which want to bet that it's, hey, go sweat 40,000, and then they'll be like, hey, would you like to? That's where I'm trying to do that, bro. Is this the guy I need to be talking to? Do you guys feel that something should be happening here? Oh, good. At least he works. That makes me less worried. I kind of want one of these. Okay, I'm coming back up to this guy. Okay. I'm going to check this mission. We're going to figure out what exactly I'm not understanding. Because there's obviously some I'm not understanding, right? Correct? What is this thing called? Trade. Oh, that's for bioregenerate skill. Okay. Are we having to wait for him to reset from the other ones? Or what's the deal here? Let's see. Why aren't these guys working properly for me? You guys, we want to all scream about this? Do I need to go away from them for a second? Hope that like when we come back? I mean, like sometimes that works in some games. See, this is the frustration. You rush through something, you get 20,000 something, 40,000, and you're like, WTF? Please do just acknowledge that we're trying to talk to you. I am trying to offer him that much of that. We do have it on us, yeah. Okay. Maybe I should split it into 40 units so that he's not confused about it. The struggle is real, you guys. Legit, right? Okay. Let us hope that somehow, or at least you guys know that this is currently having an issue, and we'll have to do an update on the WTFs of life later on. Okay, that guy really might be waiting for the reset of. We should be able to move on to the next level. You see what I'm saying, guys? So we knocked that out. We've got that out. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're wanting to know. What is a heathen skywraith? I have no idea. I mean, I'm not going to go hunt it alone. I'm going to make it where I can see what I'm doing. Slightly frustrated with Homeboy right here, guys. Okay, so let's all admit that somehow, unless I'm misinterpreting who I'm supposed to be offering some stuff to, and I'll look around just in case we're wrong. That's who we've turned everything else into. So I don't know, maybe they didn't think somebody was just gonna go do it that way. Do we need to talk to this prophet guy maybe? Not him. What's this crap over here? Okay, big old panelums. Not that. Guys, I don't think they have this worked out, or maybe when I relog later on it'll play out properly, but right now do you feel that I don't know what no poaching is. I'll have to check into that later on. I feel that right now I'm not confident that this is working correctly for this last part. Not the biggest deal, because that means like later on, like we're way ahead of this, but for a second, that's a big WTF of like, hey, oh, you know what? Let's try the relog real quick, okay, you guys? That's a reasonable choice. Hold on one second. Boom. I'm gonna switch this scene source right there. Boom. I know that's exciting. Absolutely epic. So, Hope you guys are having a great day. Relogging real quick. Let's hope that is the simple fix for it. Sometimes it really comes down to some kind of simple thing like that, which is always really nice. That's what I'm saying. We'll know in seconds, guys. Bang. Cross fingers. Okay. Come on. I'm gonna be honest. No. I'm gonna almost think that they weren't ready for some. Hmm. Let's think about this. No, I think that maybe we'll have to wait a couple. I think we'll probably have to wait a couple days and figure out what the crap on this, you guys. Because this worked totally fine up to right here. And it might be that I took the other missions earlier and collected them. I don't honestly know. Because it literally has worked fine all the way up to that point. And so we'll find out. I'll give you guys an update on this. This is something that we won't like forget about. You know what I mean? It's a pretty big let's find out what the crap. Especially since I want to know what this is. I'll take the bioregenerate skill. I do wish that this was working properly, but at least you guys know now, and I'll be able to check back and I'll tell you. And so as soon as it's working again, I'm going to let you guys know. I'm going to go ahead and kick this over to, uh, I'm sorry, I went a little brain dead right there, which I wasn't trying to. But I'm going to go ahead and kick this over to Firebug real quick. Hold on one second. You know why I'm not seeing fire. Hold on one second, guys. I apologize. Trying to find people. Fire debug, yeah. How am I not seeing him? Here, let me go in Tropia real quick. Okay, well, I am not seeing Firebug on, weirdly enough. So right now I'm gonna shoot it over to Green Token and try to catch everybody, I guess, later. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I do thank you guys for hanging out. We'll figure out what the crap is going on with this mission, honestly. I don't know what the deal is, but it's a solvable thing, and I'm sure they'll fix it within a day or two. Peace, best wishes, and you guys have a great day.